Welcome to Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. It's October 31st, and today I am beaming live from Seattle, Washington. My name is Robin Fritz. I'm an intuitive and spiritual consultant and certified past life regression specialist. And today we're going to talk about who the stuck dead are and why they matter. So yes, we're talking about the afterlife. So tune in, sit back, and imagine what our beloved dead have experienced in the afterlife. So we're going to talk about the stuck dead, why they matter. For anyone who would like a quick free reading, I'd be happy to offer that too, very briefly. We're going to do a meditation, a crystal of the week. We'll talk about some webinars, and then we'll do some energy healing at the end of the broadcast. So let's get started again. And my name again is Robin Fritz, and I'm an intuitive and spiritual consultant, certified past life regression specialist. And I love being part of the Om Times community. I'm an Om Times expert, and I host a weekly radio show called The Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World. And in each radio show, as in each Facebook Live, we start out with a quick meditation with Fallon, the citrine Lemurian quartz. So he looks a little clear here in the video, but he has a pale yellow cast to him, which is the citrine. So I'd like you to just sit back, and you'll connect with Fallon's energy during this broadcast in the way your intuition works most clearly. So you may see pictures, you may hear him chat with you, you may feel his energy, or if you're clairvoyant, may simply know that you're connected to this energy during the broadcast. And while we're running through and clearing ourselves out and getting ready to talk about the stuck dead, I'd like you to concentrate in this quick meditation on the beloveds that you have lost, human or animal. And if you're fortunate and have yet to lose someone in your life, then just think of your ancestors, those who are responsible for bringing you here into the world going back maybe hundreds of years. So sit back, take a deep breath, and just imagine that you're connecting to the crystal Fallon. And if you take your attention to the top of your head, just take a deep breath, and you're connecting mind, body, and spirit more tightly together, tapping into your own intuitive and healing abilities. And as you breathe down your body, just feel your energy clearing, blocks lifting, the cares of the day letting go, so that you can spend this time with us in the Om Times community. So starting at the top of your head, breathe down your face, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your hips, your knees, and your feet. The top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And just feel that clearing out. Know that it's clearing out. You may see the blocks leaving. And now imagine you're at the bottom of your feet, and Fallon is a light rotating at your feet. Will move up outside your body and help fill you up with healthy, positive energy. Give you a real boost for the day and for your time with us. So moving up from your feet, your knees, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your neck, your face, your third eye, and your crown chakra at the top of your head, which is generally wide open when people are connected with Fallon. And if you're someone who feels energy, you will notice that. So take a deep breath. Let me know how you're doing. Again, I am willing to take one person who would like a quick reading on air today. Raise your hand, let me know who you are. I'll call your name if I see it, and then you can ask a question. For all those who would like readings, I love it when you call into my radio show. Mondays at 2 at omtimes.com radio, Mondays at 2 Pacific time. You can also email me for my services or for a question that you want to ask on the radio show but are too shy to come on air, which happens sometimes, at my website at robinfritz.com, ROBYNFRITZ.com. That's Robin at robinfritz.com. So today I want to talk about the stuck dead. You know, it's the time of year. Today it's Halloween in the United States. Tomorrow is in the Catholic tradition. All Saints Day, and Tuesday, and the next day, November 2nd, is the Day of the Dead. So it's all the time of year where we're thinking about our loved ones that we've lost, our ancestors who are responsible for being having us here in the first place, because they created the line that we descended from. But as I talked about on my radio show last week and yesterday, and we'll be talking about it more because I spent a lot of time yesterday handling wonderful people calling in for questions, is the stuck dead. Now, I work differently than other mediums. As I said last week, I work with my dad, Ray, who runs what I call a way station for dead things on the other side. And I know that sounds kind of funny, but it's all part of my trying to help people understand the afterlife is a real place, and it's far different from what our religious and cultural traditions tell us it is. And it's become a passion of mine to help people understand what that is. And I'll tell you why. Because my dad, as running the way station, he works with people who have just transitioned into what I call their proper afterlife. Now, as you know, we're all here in bodies, and our bodies are souls, and our souls continue on and have multiple journeys over many lifetimes because our souls are eternal. So what happens when we die is that we go to a place that I call the gray zone, and it's not a bad place. It's not purgatory or limbo or any of those places our religion and culture tells us about. It's just the first stop on our way to the afterlife. So imagine, if you will, we're in our dense bodies, we die, and we wake up dead in the gray zone. So we're there because we're starting our new journey out of our body into the afterlife, where we will eventually choose a new soul experience. And those of us, hi Maria, glad to see you, thanks for joining me. Those of us who live with animals who come back many times, like my animals always reincarnate, and it's, you know, they reincarnated before I knew they were doing that, so I think that happens a lot. But when you see it more often in your animal families. So we have died, we wake up in the gray zone, and the dead that I talk with are like completely flabbergasted. It's like, what is this place? It's not what I was told it was. And so they're confused and they're worried and they're thinking, oh my gosh, I did something wrong and I'm going to go to the bad place. And that's not true at all. It's just a place, and imagine that you're there, you don't have a body anymore, but you still have some of the energies, those denser energies that are connected to being in a body, because our bodies are dense, that's why we can see them. So the gray zone is a place where some of those energies get a chance to dissipate and slough off, as so to speak, so that we are in a lighter etheric body when we actually walk into what I call the proper afterlife. So in the gray zone, it's kind of a stopping off point. And everybody goes there. A lot of people just, they go, hey, okay, it doesn't look like what I thought. I'm going to go through that colored doorway. And they do, and they disappear, and they're gone, and they're in the afterlife. And I'll talk more about that in upcoming episodes, because this is very different information than you've heard other places. And I know it's kind of like, oh my gosh, you know, it's like, this is so different. It's hard to get your head around it. It's like the first time I heard about spirit guides, I thought like I'd woken up in some alternate universe and I had no idea. Hi, Monique. So again, somebody want to raise their hand for a quick reading, let me know, and we'll continue this conversation. So here's what I want to talk about quickly today. I'm going to talk about it again on my radio show because I didn't cover it a lot yesterday. But the stuck dead are the dead who go to the gray zone and then they don't go to the afterlife. They stay there. Some of them are what we end up Okay, Lisa, it's you. Awesome. Thank you. Lisa, tell me what your question is. Oh, Maria, let's take you two because I know you asked last week. So let's leave it with Lisa and Maria, and anyone else, please email me at robin@robinfritz.com. And Kathy, I can only see part of your question. I'm still working with the people because I can't scroll through and see comments. We're still working on figuring this out here. Hi, Sheila. So Kathy, please raise your question again. So Lisa and Maria, please type in your questions quickly so we can get to those. So the stuck dead are the dead who haven't made it. Is your father okay? Are you talking about your afterlife? I try to keep mediumship readings in personal because I hate to cover them on air live because they're so personal. But we're going to talk about that in terms of the stuck dead here in a minute. So, Diane, I'd love a reading. Phone in next week or tune in next week to Facebook Live, and I'd be happy to cover your reading. Or again, all of those who volunteered besides Lisa and Maria, you can send me a, you took a job, test for your job. Okay. Hang on a second. All those who would like a reading, please email me at robin@robinfritz.com, ROBYNFRITZ.com. I can cover them on my radio show. And is it possible for an ex-spouse to know and father to know? And Kathy, that's as far as I get on reading the questions. And I'm sorry, we're still trying, after several months, trying to figure out why I can only see part of the questions on these broadcasts, but we're getting there. So type the rest of that sentence beyond that and let's see where we get. Or send me a note at Facebook Messenger at the Practical Intuitive Robin M. Fritz, and I'll get back to you on that too. So you want to know if your family is okay. That's the question I want to deal with today. So I thank Lisa for bringing that up. Your dad is becoming a grandpa, and you want them to know that they're becoming a grandpa? Is that the question? I hope it is, because that's what I wanted to talk about today with the stuck dead. Here's what happens. When they die and they don't move to the afterlife, it's usually because they get scared, they don't know where they are, they don't want to leave us any more than we wanted them to leave us, your kid's dad. Kathy, I'm sorry, I still need to figure out this system. So send me a note to the Practical Intuitive Robin M. Fritz, and I'll get back to you on that platform. They're on Facebook. So the problem with the stuck dead, thank you, Barbara. The problem with the stuck dead, as I've discovered in working with my dad in the afterlife, is that they don't love themselves enough. They lack self-love. And that's a problem that we all have. In fact, it became what I saw as a universal problem for us living or dead. And in fact, that's the reason why my dad came and asked me to help him help the stuck dead. He couldn't help him himself because the stuck dead are in a slightly different realm than the people who have actually moved to the afterlife. But he also kind of wanted to wake me up because I also suffered from a lack of self-esteem and self-confidence after years of being handicapped and disabled. And for many years, I couldn't work at all. And I really realized over that time period that I didn't love myself. And a lot of us are like that. We just don't take that leap to say, okay, I'm not feeling well, or I made a mistake in this, or, I picked the wrong pair of pants. What's frozen? The video? I hope not. It's not on my end. The video, sorry. When we get then to the afterlife, we carry those feelings of lack of self-worth and self-confidence with us. And what happens when we get to the gray zone, when we wake up dead, is that we need to make a choice. And we need to make another choice to say, once again, that we love ourselves, that we're here, we're complete, that we make mistakes, we make good choices, we just stumble along doing the best we can to grow our souls and live the best lives here. Thanks, Barbara. Thanks, Leonie. And we just need to trust that we are doing the best we can, and that's all it takes. So here's what happens. The stuck dead also sometimes wait for their loved ones to come. Soldiers in particular, and I work a lot with dead soldiers, They're waiting for their buddies to come if they've died in combat. They're waiting for their bodies to be returned home, and they don't realize that it hasn't happened yet. And hi, Victoria, and good afternoon to all of you, too. And what we need to do is, if you're concerned, like Lisa, you're concerned about your dad, so tell them. As soon as you hear that someone has died, even if they've died years ago or if they've just died in the moment, say, hello, Dad, or hello, whoever they are, I love you, you've died. It's okay, you've died. You're in a different place now, and it's okay. I love you, and it's okay to go to the afterlife. And where you are now is a normal place. Yes, Kathy, yes. And let me tell you why. Tell your dead that you love them, that it's okay to go to the afterlife, that you miss them, that you're sorry they're dead. Forgive them if you're angry at them for some reason. Let them know that even though they were imperfect, we are too, and we're all struggling together to get to be the best that we can be. And those are the things our dead are waiting to hear. And on the other side, they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be dead. I want to be with my family. And so they hesitate to move to the afterlife because they think, well, I can stay with them and I can stay close to them here. What I do a large part of the time with the stuck dead is say, hey, you know what? Once you move to the afterlife, the real afterlife, your soul continues to move on, and you can connect better with your deceased loved ones. And you'll know what's happening in their families. You'll know what's going on, but you'll continue your soul journey just as your living family members continue their soul journey. So Lisa and Kathy and all of those who wanted to know, are they looking out for us? Are they there? Are they paying attention to this? Do they know what's happened? Most of the time they do. Sometimes they get so involved in what they're going on that they're not there all 24/7 watching over us. They're out having so many different experiences in the afterlife. It's amazing. But yes, one of the things they do is check in with us. So yes, they do know about their grandchildren. And yes, I do plenty of sessions where I'm talking with somebody about one thing and the next thing I know is like, oh, does your 3-year-old have an imaginary companion? Do you know it's your deceased mom? She just popped in to say that's her. So those are little indications that you know, but feel it in your heart. And that's where clearing ourselves energetically, being healthy and positive, and just really being as clear as we can will help us know and connect with our deceased loved ones. And again, it's in the way that your intuition works most strongly. So if you're thinking about, Lisa and Kathy, if you're thinking about talking to a deceased loved one and your intuition runs towards simply knowing, you're probably not going to hear them say something to you. You're just going to have to trust in the knowing sense of your intuition and how it works. And that's why when I teach intuition, I teach people how to tap into their strongest ability. And we really do exercises and keep journals of our experiences and our experiments so that we know how that works. So here's what I want you to do again with your deceased loved ones. And the Day of the Dead is November 2nd, and that's a tradition in some cultures. Adopt it of yours if you'd like, or even today. Halloween, I share with you a story. Halloween in my family was a difficult time after I was 9, because the next day my 14-year-old brother died of leukemia. So November 1st in my family is a very different time for everyone else. So that's why every Halloween I think about all of those that I've loved and have lost, family members, relatives, animals, and it's a good thing that we think about them. It's part of our life. They were part of our life at a certain point, and they continue to be part of our lives moving forward. It's just that they're in a different realm than we are. So again, don't worry about your dead being stuck, and don't call anyone, including me, for a mediumship appointment if you're, hey, Maria, welcome back. Don't call anyone, including me, for a mediumship appointment if you're worried about them being stuck, because you can help them all by yourself. And I don't want to feel like I'm preying on people's fears, because it's not a place to fear. The gray zone is simply a place where they're waiting for those energies to slough off. And sometimes they need to be encouraged to love themselves. So sit down, take 10 minutes out of your day at whatever time you choose, light a candle, invite your deceased loved ones to join you. Trust that they're there. Invite a spirit guide to moderate it so that you're completely safe and you've got this little ritual going. And then tell your dead, you're dead. I love you. I miss you. I know you miss me. I know we had some disagreements. I know we also loved each other. I'll always remember you. Please just go to the afterlife. We can connect better there. And over time, you will start feeling a better connection with them. I know I've had people that have helped their deceased loved ones move on to the afterlife and call me up and go, wow, I can really connect with them easier now. And you can't, because once they're in their proper afterlife, they're actually moving forward on their soul's journey, just like we are here. And that is what makes the connection easier for all of us. So for all of you who died, just love your loved ones. Tell them to go to the afterlife. If you want, tell them to go to Robin's dad, Ray. He takes all of the dead that we send him, including animals, including all kinds of things that you don't think would be having afterlives. You can speak out loud, Deb, or you can speak in your head. It doesn't matter, because they're still going to hear you. But if you're walking down the street while you're doing this, and I do a lot of talking with other beings while I'm walking my dog or out and about, you probably feel better talking in your head, because people will be looking at you like, what the heck? Not so much these days with earbuds and so on, but whatever works for you, whatever feels most comfortable. Because a lot of us, we're not used to talking to things that we can't see right in front of us. And so sometimes it feels more comfortable to talk in your head. But that's what telepathy is a conversation, mind to mind. So it doesn't matter if you're talking out loud or not. Whatever works for you, whatever makes you feel better. That's what matters. And it'll help them feel better. Trust me, I know. So let's move on quickly. Thank you, Deb. Oh, and Maria, sorry, you took a test for a new job. I see nothing but light and happiness in that, Maria. So I hope that means that this job is coming to you and that it's something that's going to really advance you, not just career-wise, but financially. But it seems to be a stepping stone, too, to something else. So it seems like, pass the test, yay, get this job, and grow into it, because it looks like more responsibilities and more opportunities are coming down the line, say in the next year, as a result of what you just did in passing this test. So keep us posted on how you're doing and how that works. And I hope you're still here and you didn't get cut off again. And again, for all of those who have questions, please email me at my website. So I want to cover today quickly, again, Crystal of the Week, which I do every week. And because I'm still talking about the dead this week, I decided to stick with amethyst. Let's see if I can show that. Oh, if you can see this, this is a piece of the amethyst. And if you'll see the top shelf behind me, between the two bunches of lavender, there's a giant amethyst geode, and this is part of it. Amethyst is not a stone that I use in my healing practice because Maria, you are so welcome, because it is a very soft stone and it easily shatters during really intense healing sessions. So instead I use aurolite for that, which is a form of amethyst with grounding materials. But regular amethyst has been used for years as a protection, but also as a comforting stone. And that's why a lot of people associate amethyst as a heart stone. But it's particularly useful for people who are grieving, who have emotional and psychological as well as physical pain. And it helps purify your energy boundaries so that you maintain solid and healthy energy boundaries and things don't get stuck in your energy field and mess you up. It's great to have around people or animals who are dying because the gentle energies help with that process. Transitioning out of a body is kind of a difficult Hi, Jan. transitioning out of the body is kind of difficult because our bodies are hardwired to survive. So letting go of the body is a little bit harder for some people. Kathy, email me at or send me a note on Facebook. And amethyst helps you deal with loss, so it's good for balancing emotions. So amethyst is a great crystal to have for all of those things. And if you're suffering from grief, hi, Troni. I hope that's saying your name right. That is so awesome. Troni. Oh, I love that. So amethyst is a good crystal for helping relieve emotional burdens. So before I end today, we're almost out of time. I wanted to introduce you to my upcoming webinars. You can find my webinars at experts.omtimes.com/RobinFritz. It's the experts platform at Om Times. Yes, you can. Sleeping with amethyst is good. Try it. You know, there are some crystals I've tried to have next to my bed, and they're just like, too vivid of dreams, or they keep me awake. Try it. Experiment. That's what keeping a journal, testing your intuition is all about. So in November and December each, I have only 2 webinars because it's a holiday season and everybody's busy doing everything else. So next Tuesday, November 7th at 2 p.m. Pacific time, my free webinar for the month is called The Multiverse is Real. And yes, we're going to talk about the things that you do if you become what I call an intuitive explorer. Finding out that the multiverse, that there are multiple Earth dimensions, there are multiple other dimensions, that the beings that we thought were mythological, like dragons, are actually real, and what that means for us in our daily lives. So we're going to have fun together. Tune in Tuesday. It's free. Sign up at the Experts platform. Hi, Maya. Welcome from Gypsy. Send me a note at my Facebook page. And a Thursday, November 16th at 4 Pacific time, we're going to a paid webinar on using intuition in business. And trust me, we all need to be using our intuition more and better in our business. And I'll give you tips on how to do that. And we'll practice during the webinar. So it'll be a lot of fun, but it'll be really hard work. And that's Thursday, November 16th at 4 p.m. And so my upcoming radio shows the next 2 weeks. Next week, we're going to talk on Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific time at the Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World at omtimes.com radio. We're going to talk about the multiverse. I'm going to go back and talk more about the stuck dead and why they matter, because I didn't cover that completely yesterday, and there's more to cover. I will handle any questions that you send me today, quick readings or questions or comments that I can see in the post once the video gets posted. And whatever else we need to talk about next Monday. And the following week, we're going to talk about practical uses of intuition, including business uses. And both will help you get ready for my upcoming webinar. So again, you can find me at my website at robinfritz.com, ROBYNFRITZ.com. You can find me on Facebook at the Practical Intuitive, Robin M. Fritz. My services include personal and business intuition. A lot of people will buy an hour of my time and divide it up into 15-minute segments so they can look at different issues at different times of the week or month. Animal communication, including deceased animals, dying animals in transition, and lost animals, but family harmony sessions. Mediumship, of course, space clearing, and then on the spiritual side, past life and between life regression, which is awesome. Soul progression clearing, which helps clear out blocks and fill you up with healthy energy. Great, especially if you're looking at a new job, but especially anytime when you're feeling a block and want to get rid of it and move on and really, claim your power to be your best and move forward in life. And of course, energy healing and a combination of services to help you be your best. Because here's the thing, we are all intuitives and healers. We just need to learn to tap those abilities. And those of us who are out there doing it professionally, like I am, and the other Om Times experts are here because we have a passion for helping you be your best, helping you continue to grow your souls. And those of us who are mediums are helping the dead continue to grow their souls and finding out how amazing the afterlife is. Oh my gosh, they have so much fun. As I said last week, my dad calls the afterlife a party. So, in conclusion, when you're thinking about your dead, don't worry about them being stuck. Tell them, I love you. It's okay to go to the afterlife. We'll connect better that way. And the afterlife is a party. Have fun. I will see you when it's my turn. So thank you for joining me today. Let's close out by getting our energy system rebalanced, closing out that crown chakra, because sometimes that makes connecting with Fallon and the energies of everybody joining in is kind of dizzying. So cross your hands on your heart. Breathe into the palms of your hands. The palms of our hands are energy healing. Breathe into your palms with the breath of your lungs, and then hold your palms out and let that energy go where it will. And then cross your palms on your heart again. Breathe that in. You're not channeling energy. You're simply connecting with energy. Blow into your palms and then hands on your heart. Feel yourself getting grounded and balanced, ready to go about your day, being uplifted by this amazing community we are all part of. Please let me know if you have any questions, again, to my website or here on Facebook at The Practical Intuitive. I am so honored to be with you every week. I appreciate you being here and your patience while I work through figuring out how to find the comments on this new platform that I'm using. Take care, and I'll be with you next week. And if you'd like to join me at noon today at my Facebook page, Practical Intuitive Robin M. Fritz, we'll have another conversation on how we love our dead. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you next week. Take care.